In your thoughts, there is a pattern that traps you every day. You wake up, and before even opening your eyes, worry is already there. Fear of the future, anxiety about work, doubts about relationships. It's an endless cycle that seems impossible to break. But there is one truth that changes everything. You are not your thoughts. Beyond this mental storm, there is a space of absolute peace, a place where thoughts lose all power over you. And the most incredible part? That place has always been there inside you. In the next few minutes, you will understand how to access it. Your thoughts are like a river that never stops flowing. At every moment, new ideas, fears, and worries emerge. And without realizing it, you try to grasp each one of them. You think you need to solve, analyze, and find solutions. But the more you cling to them, the more thoughts arise. This is how negative thoughts gain strength in your life. They multiply rapidly. A worry about work leads to another about money, which leads to another about the future. And before you know it, you're trapped in a giant web of negativity. Think about how many times you've replayed a conversation in your head, imagining scenarios that never happened. Or how many nights you've spent awake, worrying about a problem that didn't even exist yet. Your mind creates these stories all the time, and you treat them as reality. This happens because your mind evolved to protect you. It's always on alert, looking for problems to solve. That was useful when we needed to worry about real and immediate dangers. But today, this same function creates an overload of negative thoughts that no longer serve you. Your brain is like a hypersensitive smoke detector. A simple comment from a colleague feels like a threat to your job. An unanswered message turns into a relationship crisis. A small mistake becomes an impending disaster in your mind. And the most frustrating part is that the more you try to solve this by thinking, the more you feed the cycle. Every attempt to fix things with thought alone only strengthens this mental pattern. You're trying to solve the problem with the same tool that is creating it. Here is the key to understanding all of this. Your negative thoughts don't need solving, they need dissolving. It's not about finding better answers. It's about realizing that there is something much deeper beyond all these questions your mind creates. It's as if you're so focused on the details of a problem that you've forgotten to take a step back and see the bigger picture. Your thoughts are just a small part of who you are. There is a much greater awareness, a space of clarity that is always there, observing everything. When you begin to realize this, something fundamentally changes. Thoughts continue to arise, but they lose the power they once had over you. You no longer need to believe everything your mind tells you. You can simply observe without getting involved, without identifying with them. This is the first step toward a freedom you may have never experienced before. A freedom that doesn't depend on changing or controlling your thoughts, but on realizing that there is something much greater beyond them. The illusion of control. Have you ever tried not to think about something? Try it now. Don't think of a pink elephant. What happened? Most likely, the image of a pink elephant appeared in your mind. This is what happens when you try to control your thoughts. The effect is exactly the opposite of what you want. This is the great trap we all fall into. We believe that if we try hard enough, we can control our minds. But the truth is, the more you try to control your thoughts, the more they control you. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. Thoughts are like that, fluid, slippery. They are not meant to be controlled, but observed. You've probably experienced this. Maybe you've spent sleepless nights trying to force your mind to calm down. Or maybe you've tried to think positive when feeling anxious, only to become even more frustrated. These are clear examples of how mental control simply does not work. The problem is that we've been taught to believe that our mind is like a muscle, that we can train, strengthen, and control it. But the mind is much more like the weather. You don't control whether it will rain or shine, but you can learn to navigate any climate. When you try to control your thoughts, you're essentially telling yourself that some thoughts are acceptable and others are not. This creates a constant internal struggle. You become both the judge and the jury of your own mind, condemning certain thoughts while trying to force others. This internal struggle is exhausting. It's like trying to swim against the current of a powerful river. You might make some progress for a while, but eventually you get tired and are swept away. Mental control also fuels fear. The more you fear certain thoughts, the more power you give them. It's like trying not to step on the grass in a park. Suddenly all you can see is grass everywhere. Moreover, the quest for mental control distracts us from the present moment. While you're busy trying to manipulate your thoughts, life is happening around you. You lose connection with the here and now, which is where true peace resides. The irony is that by trying to control your mind, you reinforce the belief that your thoughts are extremely important and powerful. You give them more attention and energy than they deserve. It's crucial to understand that your thoughts, no matter how convincing they seem, are just thoughts. They are not facts. They are not reality. They are just passing mental activity like clouds in the sky. So, what should you do? The answer may seem counterintuitive at first, but it is incredibly liberating. Stop trying to control your thoughts completely. Let them come and go as they please. This doesn't mean you should believe every thought or act on them. It simply means you stop fighting them. You observe them, acknowledge their presence, and then let them pass. It's like sitting by the side of a busy road. The cars, thoughts, keep passing, but you don't have to jump in front of each one. You can simply watch them go by. When you stop trying to control your thoughts, something extraordinary happens. They begin to lose their power over you. It's as if their volume gradually decreases. You start to realize that there is a space between you and your thoughts, a space of clarity and calm. And in that space lies your true freedom. The space beyond. There is a space within you that is greater than all your thoughts combined, a place of deep silence and absolute clarity. You may have glimpsed this space before, moments when your mind became quiet and you felt completely at peace. This space is your true nature. It is who you really are, beyond all the thoughts, emotions, and experiences that pass through you. It is like the vast, infinite sky that remains unchanged, no matter how many clouds drift across it. Your thoughts are like these clouds. They come and go, take on different shapes and colors, sometimes blocking the sunlight. But the sky, this space of pure awareness, is always there, unchanging and serene. When you start recognizing this space within yourself, something profound shifts. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. It's as if you were watching a movie of your own mind, but now with a new level of distance and clarity. In this state of observation, you notice how thoughts arise and disappear on their own. You don't need to do anything with them. You don't need to follow them, believe in them, or try to change them. You can simply let them be. It is in this space that you find true freedom. Here, negative thoughts lose their power over you. They may still arise, but they can no longer drag you down. It's as if you've discovered a switch that turns off the influence of thoughts over your emotional state. This space of pure awareness is always accessible to you. It is present in every moment, behind every thought and emotion. The challenge is that we are so used to identifying with our thoughts that we forget to notice this space. Think about how many times you've been completely absorbed in thought, replaying the past or worrying about the future. In those moments, you were so identified with your thoughts that you lost touch with the present, with this space of awareness. But now, at this very moment, you can pause. Take a deep breath. Observe your thoughts without engaging with them. Notice the space between one thought and the next. That space, however brief, is a window into your true nature. The more you practice recognizing this space, the easier it becomes to access it. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Over time, you can learn to maintain this awareness even in the midst of daily activities. Imagine waking up in the morning, and instead of being immediately swept into the whirlwind of thoughts about the day ahead, you can anchor yourself in this space of clarity. You still plan your day, but now from a place of calm and perspective. Or think about facing a challenge at work from this space. Worrying thoughts may still arise, but you can observe them without fully identifying with them. This gives you a clarity and creativity that are impossible when you are trapped in thoughts. In relationships, this space of awareness can completely transform how you interact with others. Instead of reacting automatically based on thoughts and emotions, you can respond from a place of understanding and presence. It is important to understand that accessing this space does not mean becoming apathetic or disconnected from the world. On the contrary, it is from this place of clarity that you can engage with life more fully and authentically. Your thoughts and emotions still play an important role. They are valuable tools for navigating the world. But now, instead of being your masters, they become your servants. You can use them when they are useful and set them aside when they are not. This is the secret that spiritual masters have been teaching for millennia. True peace is not found in controlling or eliminating thoughts, but in recognizing the space of awareness that exists beyond them. It is in this space that you find your true nature, a nature of infinite peace, clarity, and freedom. The natural awakening. Awakening to this space beyond thoughts is not something you need to force. In fact, any effort to achieve this state ends up being counterproductive. It's more like a relaxation, a letting go. Think about how you fall asleep at night. You cannot force sleep to come. The more you try to sleep, the more awake you become. Sleep happens naturally when you relax and allow it to happen. The same principle applies here. Your natural state is one of clarity and peace. It's like the sun that is always shining even when clouds obscure it. You don't need to create this clarity. It is already there. You just need to recognize it. In your daily life, there are moments when this clarity naturally reveals itself. Perhaps when you are immersed in an activity you love, or when you are in contact with nature. In these moments, thoughts quiet down on their own, and you experience a sense of presence and peace. These moments are gateways into the space beyond thoughts. Start noticing them more. Give them more attention. The more you recognize these states of natural clarity, the more frequently they occur. Another way to access this space is by observing your senses. In the middle of a busy day, pause for a moment. What are you seeing right now? What are you hearing? What sensations do you feel in your body? By focusing on your senses, you naturally anchor yourself in the present. Thoughts about the past and future fade away, and you connect with the immediate reality of the moment. It is in this immediate reality that the space of clarity is revealed. Your body is also a powerful ally in this process. Your breath, in particular, is a constant anchor to the present. Whenever you feel lost in thought, bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air moving in and out. Don't try to control your breath, just observe it. As you practice this, you start to realize that there is an awareness that is always present, observing everything. Your thoughts, your emotions, your bodily sensations. This awareness is the space beyond thoughts. Remember, you are not trying to get anywhere. There is no special state to reach. Awakening happens the moment you realize that you are already awake. It is a recognition, not an achievement. Sometimes this awakening happens in unexpected moments. Perhaps in the middle of a routine task, like washing dishes or walking to work. Suddenly, there is clarity, a sense of being fully present. These moments are precious. Treasure them. Over time, you begin to notice that this space of clarity is always available, even in the most challenging moments. When anxiety arises, when work stress feels overwhelming, when conflicts in relationships intensify, the space is there, waiting to be recognized. It's as if you are waking up from a long and confusing dream. The world around you doesn't change, but your perception of it transforms completely. There is a lightness, a sense of freedom that arises naturally. This awakening is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. There will be moments when you feel completely immersed in thoughts again. That is normal. Don't judge yourself for it. Simply recognize when it happens and gently return to awareness of the present. Practical application. Now that you understand the power of this space beyond thoughts, it's time to integrate this awareness into your daily life. This is not a separate practice from your routine, but a new way of experiencing each moment. Start in the morning as soon as you wake up. Before reaching for your phone or jumping into the day's tasks, pause for a few moments. Feel your breath. Notice the sensations in your body. Observe your thoughts as they arise without engaging with them. This simple act sets a tone of presence for your day. During transitions throughout the day, when you arrive at work or return home, take a conscious pause. Take a deep breath and reconnect with this space of clarity. It's like pressing a reset button, clearing your mind of accumulated stress. When in conversation, practice mindful listening. Instead of thinking about what you'll say next, truly listen to the other person. Notice not just their words, but also their tone of voice and facial expressions. This practice not only improves your relationships, but also anchors you in the present. At work, before starting an important task, take a few moments to center yourself. Feel the space of clarity within you. You'll notice that your decisions become clearer and your creativity flows more freely when you operate from this space. If anxiety or stress arises, don't fight these sensations. Instead, become the observer. Notice where you feel anxiety in your body. Observe the thoughts associated with it. By doing this, you create space between yourself and the experience, reducing its power over you. Use reminders in your environment to bring yourself back to the present. It could be a note on your desk, an alarm on your phone, or even the simple act of touching a doorknob. When you encounter these reminders, take a brief pause and reconnect with your awareness. During meals, practice mindful eating. Truly savor each bite. Notice the textures, flavors, and aromas. This not only enhances the pleasure of eating, but also firmly anchors you in the present moment. At the end of the day, before sleeping, take a moment for a conscious reflection. Not to judge the day as good or bad, but simply to observe. Notice the moments when you were present and the moments when you got lost in thought. Don't criticize yourself, just observe. Remember, practice is continuous. There will be days when you feel completely immersed in your thoughts, as if you've forgotten everything. That's okay. Each moment is a new opportunity to awaken. Over time, you'll notice subtle but profound changes. Situations that used to make you anxious may no longer have the same effect. You become more responsive and less reactive. There is a growing sense of peace and clarity, even amid challenges. This practice is not about reaching a perfect state of awareness. It's about bringing more moments of presence into your daily life. Each moment of awareness is valuable, no matter how brief. As you continue practicing, this awareness becomes more natural, more spontaneous. It's no longer something you do, it's something you are. It is a return to your natural state of being, a state of clarity, peace, and full presence. Real transformation. Living from this space of awareness is not just a mental shift. It is a complete transformation of your life experience. You begin to notice tangible changes in your daily life. The stress that once seemed inevitable now naturally fades. Situations that used to make you anxious, tight deadlines at work or conflicts in relationships, now feel more manageable. You face them with a calmness and clarity that once seemed impossible. Your relationships go through a positive metamorphosis. You are more present in interactions, truly listening and connecting with others instead of being trapped in your own thoughts. This presence creates a depth and authenticity in your relationships that you may never have experienced before. At work, your productivity takes a qualitative leap, not because you're working harder or putting in extra hours, but because your mind is clearer and more focused. Solutions to complex problems come more easily when you're not caught in a whirlwind of anxious or negative thoughts. Your creativity flourishes, and you become more efficient in everything you do. Your physical health also responds positively to this internal shift. Your body, freed from a constant state of stress, begins to heal and rebalance itself. Many people report a significant improvement in sleep quality, healthier digestion, and even relief from chronic pain that had plagued them for years. Your immune system strengthens, and you feel more energized and vital. But the most profound and significant change happens within. There is a growing sense of peace and contentment that does not depend on external circumstances. You feel more connected to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. There is an intuitive understanding that you are part of something greater, bringing a sense of purpose and meaning to your life. The ups and downs of life continue. You do not become immune to challenges, but the way you experience them changes radically. There is an inner resilience, an ability to remain centered even in life's storms. This is not an instant transformation, but a gradual and continuous unfolding. Each moment of presence is a seed that grows over time, leading to a richer, fuller, and more authentic life. It is a journey of self-discovery that keeps deepening, revealing new layers of peace, joy, and fulfillment every day. You stand on the threshold of an extraordinary journey. The power to live beyond negative thoughts is not something you need to acquire. It is your essential nature, waiting to be rediscovered. From this moment forward, every breath is an invitation to awaken to this greater reality. This shift in perspective has the potential to revolutionize every aspect of your existence. From relationships to health, from work to inner peace, everything transforms when you anchor yourself in this space of pure awareness. Always remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the vast awareness in which these thoughts arise and fade. Practice this understanding daily and watch as your life transforms, one conscious moment at a time. This is your true nature. This is your path to freedom.